Happy rails to you. Thanks for watching in. Happy rails to you. Welcome back, my friends. Happy rails to you. It's good to see you again. Well, this is G-Man, My World 67. Happy rails and welcome back. What you see here is a few of my old Western memorabilia. I'm sure you've probably seen them before in previous videos. Well, I wanted to give you a progress report. As you can see, layout is still covered with stuff. But I have been working on the track. You hear, no doubt, that engine running. I'm testing this track. Again, I just made some significant alterations to it. Again, there were some places that were really troubled places, so I'm glad I got them corrected. I had everything set, and it was running good and everything, and really wasn't any problems with it running this time. But I had a couple of places where every now and then it would want to come off the track, and so I got those corrected. And of course I have to readjust everything for the ballast. And as you can see, I'll show you, I've got the ballast down. This is probably the 30th time this engine has been around. I'm going to stop it here. Alrighty. Well, as you can see, I've made some progress. I've got the fence up temporarily around the circus area, and some ballast in place. We've got the road coming out of the mountain tunnel is in. I've still got to do this one crossing right here, put the boards in the track right here. The other one's done. We got the old Milwaukee Road engine sitting on the sideline. Just getting an idea to what I'm going to do where. But we've got it ballasted, except for this section over here. We've got it ballasted around to here. And we've still got to finish ballasting this main line. This main line needs to be reballasted. And then, of course, we're gradually working our way over to the other side. Now, real quickly, I'm going to go back over to this side of the layout. Because I did change out these sections of track in the main line and tried to change this curve up a little bit. You can't see it very well. There's not a lot of light over there. That's a little better. And I haven't had a chance to check it out yet and make sure that everything is going to work properly and lines up correctly. It looks okay. There's one place that I do notice right in here. If I can get that to stand up. And it doesn't want to. Okay. There's one place I do notice right in here. It's got a little dip and there's a little gap in the track, so that's going to have to be corrected. And I'll probably have to come back, clean back up the rail and recorrect that whole track line just to straighten that out. But that's what we want to do. We want to get it straight so that the trains can run more efficiently on it. But hopefully this weekend, maybe. It takes a while to ballast. I think I'm done with the corrections to the track now, at least the inner line. I had to work on this section here. I've got this center rail, and this is a siding. And boy, it's been a booger because everything's so tight in there. I had to readjust it. I just got done with it so that when the engine comes through on either side, it doesn't run into the cars that are sitting on the rail. And it was just so tight. There was just enough overhang on whatever cars that were sitting on that siding, and the width of the train as it was coming, plus, you know, the trains rock, and they would always touch each other. And at one point, the train couldn't even comfortably go by. Now, originally, I had this clear down to here and had a short curve in there, just, I guess, for looks. Nobody actually does that, I don't think. But it kind of looked good, so I thought I'd leave it like that. But the problem was, whenever a train was coming down this side, it would hit whatever was sitting on this rail. And so I readjusted this outside line, or the inside line, I'm sorry. And then I had a problem with the outside line, which is the short line, and it would run into that as the turn made the curve. So I decided, after going back and rechecking it, refitting it, that I would need to move this line down more further to that end, and then come back in here and put in a dummy switch or a dummy Y right here, and we'll stop the trains right here. And the only other problem I had, as I said, was the spacing between the tracks, between this track and that track. And I thought I had plenty of space as the way it looked, but there wasn't. Now I've got at least a 1/4 inch between the actual bodies when they come down. Now there's actually like 1 inch between the tracks, but it's not enough. So, or it wasn't enough, so I had to move it about another 1/16 of an inch on each side to get enough space that the trains could come through comfortably. But I think I'm going to like this. It's just a dummy siding to put some of these extra cars on that I've got when I'm not running them, or the extra engines, and it serve as a display, and also, like I say, a storage point. I originally had that out here, and it sat between these two rails. All right. Pearly River Lake Park. I expanded the little lake, made it almost twice as big, actually, which was a good thing. Then I had to redo the water in it, and the water's okay. I actually liked the way it looked better the first time. Now I've got it a little too murky, I think. If anybody's got any suggestions how I can get that back to looking a little bluer, a little fuller, just drop me a line at gman1924@hotmail.com, or leave a comment below on the video. Now, for the river itself, I used decoupage. I didn't invest in the like water or any of the other things that's out there. I'm still kind of an old-fashioned guy, and since I don't have a lot of finances, I make do with what I have. And so there's actually, from the first time I did it and this last time, about 4 layers of decoupage down in there. And it dries clear. And it looks pretty good. But I'm in my own shadow here. And it doesn't really look bad. But it was a little bluer. I add a little brown to it, and trying to recreate on that other side what this side was. And since I couldn't get it that, I went ahead and added a little more to this side to make it match that side. So overall, and then I had to make this match somewhat that, and overall I think I lost the originality of it, but I still like it. I just think it could be a little bluer. Like I say, tell me what you think. I mentioned in one of the earlier videos when I first restarted this project, that this burn here that I put here, this mound, is actually, that's actually mud, real mud, real dirt. And I wanted to try and experiment with real dirt, and so that's about half and half, if you will, of dirt, mud, and Elmer's glue. And I diluted the Elmer's glue to where it would still have once it dried, a real sticky, pasty consistency. And yet it made a really good mud. And the mud was just like clay. And I think it worked out real well. Unless you hit it with a hammer or something really, really hard drops on it, it shouldn't go anywhere, and you don't have to worry about bugs and insects in your dirt, because they can't get into it and they won't last if they do. Now, one thing, if you get enough water on it, it will get soft and turn back into a mud-like. Get a little slimy. But it works, and that may be the only area I do that in. But I wanted to try it and see how it would work. So if you're interested, there it is, guys. Mud and Elmer's glue, or dirt and Elmer's glue, make a modeling mud that you can use. I would recommend using sterile dirt for the fact it's more sanitary. And I think it might work a little better. But either way, it can be done. Well, that's all I have for you. As you can see, the engine is up and running, and I've ran earlier the Pioneer set that you see before you, and now I'm running the Southern Pacific. I've ran my Southern, not Southern Pacific, but my Southern Diesel. I ran earlier my Southern steam engine, and everything seems to be going good on it so far. And as I said, once I get this ballasted on this other side, I'll start moving some of this stuff over here and placing it. And I'll clean it up a little bit first, and then start placing some of these things, and that'll get them out of my way, so that I can come on over around and work on this side. Now, there's not a whole lot to do as far as changes on this side is concerned. I don't think there's anything really to change. What I do need to do is make sure that that main line is operable and is working correctly. Make sure that change I made over in that corner is going to work okay. And then once I get this straightened up down here, I'm going to be going to this upper level and start back working on it and get it going. And then after we do all that, I'll go back to whatever scenicking needs to be done, placing little artifacts, things to make it look a little better. Well, that's all I have for you. This is, I believe, number 4 in the update on this remodel or rebuild. And hopefully this will be the last one for a couple of years anyway, outside of maintenance. So, as always, if you find that you enjoy your trains, working on them, operating them, working on your layout, or maybe custom building, as much as I do, then you should have happy rails. That's all. Bye-bye.